Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be unhauling some books. I just want you to know that I spent an hour, maybe 2 hours trying to figure out where I was going to film in this new room, and I'm still not happy with it. So bear with me as I do some trial and error and try and figure it out because I don't know yet. The walls are yellow instead of white, and my window is like facing a direction that gets like really harsh sunlight that I can't really use. And it's also dark in here. So I'm struggling, but I will figure it out. So yeah, if you didn't know, I moved. I have a whole vlog talking about it and explaining it and everything, so I'll have that link down below in the description if you want to learn about what happened, because I'm not going to talk about it here, obviously. But with that, I feel like you never realize how much stuff you have until you move, and then it becomes very apparent how much stuff you have that you don't need. So especially with the books, I realized there's so many things that I've been hanging on to that it's just time to let them go. So I am going to be listing all of these on my Depop shop, so I'll link that down below in the description if you see one that catches your eye. I'm only going to have them up there honestly for like a week or two, and if no one swipes them up, I'm just going to take them to my local library and donate them, because honestly the library here doesn't have the best selection, so they could use it. But yeah, before I get into those, there's one other thing I want to talk about, and it's sitting right here for a reason. So if you don't know, this is my book, The Sweetest Kind of Poison. It came out, I was about to say it came out earlier this year, but it's 2019 now. It came out last year, and it's never been on sale before, and I have decided in honor of like the new year and everything, I'm going to be doing a flash sale, which just means it's only going to be on sale for about a week. So from the day that I post this video, for 1 week it'll be on sale, and then it's going to go back to being normal price. So if you ever wanted to pick up a copy and you want to pick it up when it's cheaper than usual, make sure you take advantage of this flash sale, because I don't know if it's ever gonna happen again. But yeah, also if you look online and it doesn't like say it's discounted, like it's 20% off or whatever, it's not discounted, it's just to put it on sale. I'm gonna have to change like the original price of the product, so the new price is just gonna be cheaper, if that makes sense. Like the paperback is originally $15 and I think the ebook is originally $7, so it's not gonna say 20% off, it's just gonna list a price that's cheaper than that. I hope that made sense. But yeah, if you want to pick up a copy of my book, I would really appreciate the support, and it's going to be on sale. That's all I was trying to say. Now let's just get into the unhauling. I am going to leave him here though, because I think he's really pretty. So the first book that I have to show you that I'm getting rid of is The Left Hand of Darkness by Ursula K. Le Guin. If you've stayed caught up in my vlogs, you probably heard me talk about this book. I had to read it for a class last semester, and it was fine. I actually liked it decently enough. I just didn't love it, and I just don't really feel the need to hold on to it, especially because this is my last semester in college. Like, I'm just thinking about when I'm gonna have to move out and carry all of these things with me, and if I don't love it, it's gonna go, because I don't want to carry all of this extra weight. So yeah, The Left Hand of Darkness is a science fiction, like adult science fiction novel. It came out in the 60s, the late 60s actually. So if you're a big fan of science fiction, you might like this, because it was really interesting to kind of go back and see one of the first really influential books in this genre. It's also just a really popular author. But yeah, I'm gonna pass it along now. The next book I'm getting rid of is If You Find Me by Emily Murdoch. I've actually never read this book. I've had this on my TBR for at least 4 years, if not longer, and it's just gotten to the point where it might be great. I don't really know. I'm never gonna pick it up. I've completely lost interest in it. I don't even know what it's about anymore, and I just know myself. I just know it's never gonna happen. Something about her mother being abducted, and because she's like Anna Forrest on the cover, I think she's Anna Forrest in this book. I don't know. All I know is this book is really short. It's like 200 pages. Yeah, I don't know. It's going. The next book I have is The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, but it's actually J.K. Rowling. I think everyone knows that by now. Again, I haven't read this one. It's been on my TBR for at least 4 years, and I just don't see myself ever getting to it. My enthusiasm and my excitement for this has really waned, especially after seeing all of the negative reviews for it and seeing how many people had been disappointed by it. This was J.K. Rowling's first attempt at an adult like mystery thriller, I think. It's about like a detective who's investigating a supermodel's suicide, I think, and I also think it's the first book in a series, and honestly I just never see myself getting to it, and even if I did, so many people whose reviews I trust have not liked this book, so I'm assuming I'm going to be underwhelmed by it. The next two books I have were also required reads for one of my classes last semester, and that's Utopia by Thomas More and The Tempest by William Shakespeare. I didn't particularly like either of these ones, so I'm not gonna hang on to them. They were both fine, but not something that I loved so much that I need to keep my own copy, you know? Next I have The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. I wonder if I still have my bookmark in here. I DNF'd this book. I think I got like 80 pages in, maybe 100 pages in, and I just really wasn't feeling it. I even tried the audiobook and I still couldn't read it. I just really didn't like it. It's about Elizabeth Frankenstein, who's basically the like adopted child of the Frankenstein family, except they won't call her their child, and they won't let her call Victor her brother. They have to call each other siblings, so they like never fully adopt her. And it's really about her relationship with Victor and how she kind of keeps him in check because he was a really troubled child. Yeah, honestly, for how short this book is, I found it so slow and really hard to get into. It's not even 300 pages long. I just wasn't really a fan of the way that it was written. It was really slow moving. I didn't understand why the book started where it did. Like, it didn't start in the middle of the story. It just like started off left field and like slowly meandered its way towards the beginning of the plot. I was bored. I wasn't really a fan of any of the characters. I wasn't really rooting for them, and I gave up on it. I couldn't get through it, and I know this is on the TBR of a lot of people, so someone else is bound to be excited to pick this up because I look at it and I feel nothing but dread. The next few books were also from that class that I had last semester, and that is Looking Backward by Edward Bellamy and Herland by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. These were all utopian novels. If you've watched my videos, you've heard me talk about that class all the time. It was a really cool class, but I really loved the books at the end of the semester that we read, but all of the ones leading up to it were just kind of okay for me, so I don't really feel the need to hang on to them. This next one I feel really bad about, honestly, but I'm just being honest with myself and I know I'm never going to get to it, and that is Alethea by Megan Tennant. This is actually an ARC copy that the author sent me, and I did start it. The problem is I think I got this sent to me right before I studied abroad, and then I left it behind here in my storage unit, and then I had like the whole summer after that semester, so it's been like a year since I picked it up. And so my interest in this just really, it's gone now, and I know the book is released now and I just feel really bad about it, but I don't think I'm ever going to pick this up. From what I remember, I think it's like a new adult science fiction kind of deal. But yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. The next two I have are from the same author, and that is The Cellar and You Will Be Mine by Natasha Preston. So I know this author became famous because one of her books was on Wattpad, or I guess all of her books were on Wattpad. I don't know. She's got like millions of fans on Wattpad or something, and then a publisher took notice and picked her up. And I feel like those kind of books are so hard if you weren't a fan of the original Wattpad book, you know? I just think quality-wise, they're not always the best, and I just couldn't get into the writing style. It just felt very amateur, which sounds like really mean, so I don't want to say that, but I just really didn't enjoy it. I didn't finish it. I didn't read either of these books, but I did try to, and I could just tell from like the first couple of pages that the writing style and I were not going to get along. So, but I know these are like super popular online. People really love these books, so I am sure someone else will enjoy them and actually read them, because I just know it's never going to happen with me. Next I have Ensnared by H.G. Howard. I think this is the third book in the Splintered series, which is an Alice in Wonderland retelling, and I read Splintered 3 years ago, 2 years ago. I have all of the books in the series. I think the second book is at my parents' house. I don't know why the third book is here with me. I've only read the first book, and I didn't like the first book, so I know I'm not going to continue on with the series, so it seems kind of weird that I'm hanging on to the third book when I know I'm never going to read that. But I know this is a really popular series. Some people really like it. I just didn't really enjoy this take on Alice in Wonderland. You guys know how much I love Alice in Wonderland and Alice in Wonderland retellings, and this just wasn't my favorite. It felt very young, like immature, the sense of humor, like everything about it. Just, I probably would have liked it if I read it when I was like 15, you know, but right now it just read too young for me. A lot of people have agreed with me on that when I like talked about how much I didn't like the first book. Everyone's like, I didn't like it, but I really loved the love interest, and that's why I kept reading the series. And unfortunately for me, I wasn't for the love interest, so I don't even have that little thing to like get me through the rest of the series. And then the last book that I'm getting rid of today for part one probably of this book on haul, because once I go back to my parents' house, I have so many books to get rid of there. Probably my entire TBR shelf, honestly, because after being away for 4 years and like never picking up any of those books and never even wanting to, and just being apart from them for 4 years and like having no problem with that, I think that's kind of given me the clarity that, oh, you're never gonna read those. But anyway, my last book for today is Wonder Woman Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. Yeah, this is never gonna happen. I know for certain this is never going to happen. I do not like superheroes. I do not like comic books, and I'm not the target audience for this at all, but I know someone else is going to love this, so me holding on to it just seems kind of stupid. I did try to read one of the superhero books that have all been coming out. What are they called? Like the DC Icons or something? I tried to read Catwoman, and that one was okay. And if I was gonna like any of them, honestly, I was going to like that one. And so if that one was only okay for me, I can only imagine like how low the other ones are gonna fall for me, you know? So I did like the Wonder Woman movie, I'm not gonna lie, but I just really don't think I'm going to enjoy this book. Even though I do like Leigh Bardugo, I just don't see myself really enjoying this one. But anyway, those are all the books that I'm going to be unhauling today. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. I would be interested to know. Make sure you go check out my Depop shop if you're interested in picking up any of these books. I'll have the link to my shop down below in the description. I'll also have a link down below in the description to the Sweetest Kind of Poison if you want to pick it up while it's on sale. It's only going to be on sale for a week after this video is posted, so get it while you can. I mean, it'll still be available after that, but it'll be back to a regular price. Anyway, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a fabulous day. If you want to follow me on any of my social media, all of those links are down below in the description. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up because it helps out my channel a lot, and maybe subscribe if you're not already. I put out at least 2 new videos every single week, and bear with me while I try to figure out where I'm gonna film in this new room. I will figure it out, but we might have some iffy looking things until I do. Yeah, I'll just see you guys in another video very, very soon. Bye.
So hit me. So hit me. So hit me. First a confession. With you, I feel a connection. With you, it's